Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 155 and telling me YouTube millionaire. And what I was talking about in my most recent videos about YouTube not pushing certain channels and whatnot, it bears repeating because YouTube really has screwed us out of tens of thousands of dollars. It is extremely frustrating, and it is yet another example of all of the things that I've done in the last 4 or 5 years that have been blockaded. I didn't even mention half the things that I had tried to do prior to my exit stage left in the military to try to make ends meet, to make a better life for myself. And I was relegated to simply being a leech. It's very frustrating. So I tried the real estate thing. I tried more than one multi-level marketing system. I did Amway for a bit. I did Transamerica for a bit. And I had some success in Transamerica at first, but didn't make any money because I built myself a group of agents, and they just immediately left, and nobody would buy product from me. So it was kind of worthless. I had applied to all sorts of jobs. I applied to be a copywriter, applied to be a writer, I applied all sorts of stuff. And then I try starting to build these YouTube channels, and I'm blocked again. I can't seem to break free. Now, I have another theory as to possibly why this may have happened on YouTube. Why or how. So periodically, YouTube will have little indicators below a video asking you how you felt the video was applicable to you, whether very much recommended or very good recommendation or very bad recommendation, right? And depending on where you put that is how often the YouTube algorithm is going to push that type of video to the type of person that you are. Along with all of the scammers, all of the parasites out there, all of the possessed people out there, it is fully something that I expect to be within the realm of possibility, that there could have been a collective subconscious undertone of people that got together and clicked the, what's the word? Not a good recommendation for my mom's YouTube channel, as well as a plethora of other slot machine channels. Kind of like I don't find zit-popping channels or zit-popping videos to be appealing to me. Yet, because they're so mesmerizing for so many people, they still pop up and are fairly popular on YouTube. It's very strange. But I've said it is not something that I like to watch. It's gross. And still they do come up every once in a while. Something similar probably happened to the slot machine channel that my mom runs, or my mom has, that I run for her. In that, no, it's not like gross zit-popping stuff, but it is something that people like to watch, slot machines. And a group of people out there probably suddenly had the urge to click not a good recommendation. It's a flawed part of the system among the many flawed parts of the system. This is just me shooting the shit trying to figure out what's going on because YouTube simply will not fix it. And I have brought it up to them multiple times. I actually just posted a short a few minutes ago explaining that I got the same boilerplate response that I had gotten over and over and over from them. And they just keep on doing the same thing. It's the same thing. Over and over. Same AI bots talking to you. Same boilerplate response. Nothing changes. It's unfair. We got channels like Slots on the Rocks, which hasn't posted a video in 6 months, that gets more views on their videos than we do in our channel, and we post every day. We got channels like Vegas Matt, who has about 1 million views a video now, And he just keeps on getting more and more and more and more. And it's like, why not us? Why not us? When the entire system is constructed against you, it is always going to keep you down. Always. The only way this can change is if a concerted effort is put in to both disassociate with those parasites and take their power away from them. Now, I've asked many a time, and this is still applicable, if this is the world in which we live, and people like my mom and myself are so adamantly hated by this ulterior force, if you will, there has to come a point where, if my free will is to be respected, if I am not simply going to be a slave in a system that is meant to destroy me, where I am given what I need and want, and am either taken away to a world that is much more equitable, or this world changes in some significant degree. I'm going to be 36 this month, and this is about the time that I should be heading up very large companies myself, based upon my goals and my capacities. I would give myself that kind of credit to say that I could be somebody running an entire multi-billion-dollar company if I weren't blocked at every turn. So, what are we supposed to do here? What are we supposed to do here? Again, you guys haven't lived my life, so you haven't seen the things that I've seen. And it's hard to explain them. But essentially, it's enough to cause a man to unalive himself a half a dozen times over at least. But there's a subconscious understanding that I have, probably given to me before I even came to this planet, that has led me to be able to have the resolve to continue, because I know, or I knew both, that I was going to be attacked in this way, that this was not going to be a fun life. Well, it's not a fun life. I want to no longer have to worry about money. Really. If nothing else, that would be a great thing. If I want to have 100 children plus, just saying that as an example, I'll settle for 6. But if I want to have 100 plus, I need to have the money in order to afford that, because it's $300,000 to raise a child from the age of 1 or age of 0 to the age of 18 on average. I don't have that money. Now, this is an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force. It can't continue this way. It has to change. And there are things in the world right now that are beginning to move the cogs to get those changes to occur. But I'm about to hit my pumpkin time. And what I mean by that is I am passing my prime. If something isn't done now, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, love y'all.